Your phone is designed to hijack your brain, not metaphorically, but neurologically. Every scroll spikes dopamine. Every notification trains your attention, and when those spikes become constant, your brain lowers its sensitivity. Normal life starts to feel dull. Focus feels heavier. You reach for your phone, not because you want to, but because your brain has learned to expect it. You're not lazy. You're overstimulated. So the real question becomes, what happens to your brain when constant stimulation stops? Because Ramadan gives you that interruption every year. And if you're ambitious but inconsistent, the kind of person who plans big but slips back into distraction, this is exactly where change becomes possible. Your brain was never designed for infinite input. Today, everything around us is engineered for stimulation. Food engineered for craving. Algorithms engineered for attention. Entertainment designed to keep you watching. Each one delivers a small reward. Over time, the brain adapts. Stanford psychiatrist Dr. Anna Lemke explains, the more we seek pleasure, the more we experience pain. Why? Because your brain lowers its sensitivity. You need more stimulation just to feel normal. Silence feels boring. Stillness feels agitating. Deep work feels harder. And without thinking, you reach for your phone. Not because you want to, but because your brain has learned to expect it. It's not weakness, it's conditioning, and that cycle quietly shapes your life. Centuries ago, the Quran warned about something deeper. And do not be like those who forgot Allah, so He made them forget themselves. Ibn Kathir explains, neglecting remembrance leads to losing self-awareness and losing direction. Forget your purpose, and you forget yourself. Modern psychology calls it overstimulation. The Quran calls it heedlessness. Different language, same outcome. A distracted life that always feels lacking. And this is where fasting interrupts the cycle. Earlier, we asked, what happens when you remove constant stimulation? When the spikes stop, your brain begins to recalibrate. Sensitivity slowly returns and ordinary things start to feel meaningful again. Focus steadies, impulse control strengthens. You're not depriving your brain, you're resetting its expectations. Now think about fasting. You feel hunger, and you choose not to act on it. You feel thirst, and you sit with it. You feel desire, and you let it pass. Those moments of restraint? That's neurological training. Restraint rebuilds sensitivity, and sensitivity restores clarity. Ibn Taymiyyah explains, material excess weakens the will, while restraint strengthens the soul and brings clarity of thought. Fasting retrains your relationship with desire, and when desire stops leading, you start choosing with intention. If you want Ramadan to truly reset you, begin with 3 deliberate shifts. First, reduce one extra source of stimulation. Late night scrolling, constant notifications, endless YouTube rabbit holes, just one. Choose the habit that's quietly draining your momentum, and scale it back for 10 days. That's more powerful than dramatic, overnight change. Second, replace that time with something intentional. 10 focused minutes of Quran, thicker, without your phone nearby. Quiet reflection, not longer, just consistent. Third, protect the first hour after iftar. Eat slowly, pray with presence. Delay the scroll. Small habits repeated daily rebuild discipline, and if one of those habits stood out to you, that's probably the one. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The best deeds are those consistent, even if small." Ramadan is recalibration, not perfection. Before this month slips away, ask yourself one honest question. What is the one habit quietly controlling me? You don't need to fix everything at once. Just begin there. Remember, Iman rises and falls. You won't stay in one spiritual state forever. In His mercy, Allah gives us Ramadan every year, a structured reset, a divine interruption. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "When Ramadan begins, the gates of paradise are opened, the gates of hell are closed, and the devils are chained." Think about it. The influences that usually pull you toward distraction are more restrained. It becomes easier to choose differently. The Quran explains the purpose. Fasting is prescribed for you, as it was for those before you, so that you may attain God consciousness. Fasting isn't described as deprivation, it's described as a path to awareness. Taqwa is not abstract fear, it is awareness in moments of impulse, when you could indulge, but choose not to. Fasting doesn't just remove food, it sharpens consciousness. Imam al-Ghazali describes fasting as a discipline that weakens desire and refines the soul, training the heart to step back from excess and turn toward Allah. Almost like a divine training ground year by year. A cycle of renewal. Used well, you don't just survive Ramadan, you ascend through it. Because fasting isn't simply deprivation, it is deliberate liberation from compulsion, from noise, from reacting without thinking. The heart has a hunger. It will lean toward distraction or toward remembrance. And Allah reminds us, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. 13:28. So this Ramadan, don't just fast from food, fast from excess, fast from noise, fast from what has been quietly shaping your habits. And notice what returns: clarity in your mind, strength in your discipline, direction in your life. Because when you control your desires no longer define you.